What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel here. Today I got a really awesome video for you guys. I want to show you how you can ceramic coat your car or truck, vehicle, easily at home without having to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Now, there are going to be a lot of shops that'll tell you that it's a specific process. It takes so long to do it. It's very hard. And well, some of that may be marginally true. If you can change your own oil and you have the time, you can ceramic coat your car. Now, I'm not saying that's going to make you an absolute professional and you should be running around charging everybody all kinds of money to do it. It just means that you can ceramic coat your own car and save money. Now, like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to jump in and say it's a really hard process and you have to go to school for it and you have to run a shop and blah, blah. And they're going to go on and on about how you can't do it. That's just not the case. I ran a body shop for 8 years and ceramic coating is not that hard. It's really not. I mean, it depends on your level of expertise and skills with cars. I mean, if you literally can't change your oil and you don't know how to change your air filter, then you probably should steer clear of ceramic coating your car. However, if you can change your oil and if you can change your air filter and you can rotate your own tires and you know how to do those kinds of things, you can easily do ceramic coating. This is not a job that is difficult to do. It's just a job that you have to have like an understanding for. So I'm going to explain to you guys the understanding and the steps so that once you understand that, you realize it's really not a hard job. It's just time consuming. Now, how time consuming completely depends on your vehicle. If you have a brand new car that's less than 6 months old and you've already waxed it and there's no scratches really on the car and you keep it in a garage and there's no oxidation, then you absolutely positively could ceramic coat your entire car in about 8 hours. Probably a lot less. If you have a car that's old, like maybe say 10 years old, like my Duramax was, it took me probably 20 hours to do my Duramax because it's a big truck and it's old. So the bigger the vehicle, the older the paint, the longer it takes. However, with a vehicle like the Shelby GT350, which I have pretty much put top coat F11 and other stuff on and other waxes since day one, it doesn't have any oxidation. It doesn't have any water spots or any scratches or swirls. Very few little fine scratches here or there, maybe 1 or 2 rock chips that are impossible to see, which means I don't need a clay bar. I don't need 1,000 grit, 2,000 grit, 3,000 grit sandpaper. I don't need any of that. All I really need is a very, very fine swirl scratch remover. And I'm talking like with the finest pad and the smallest amount, water polishing and easy. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to actually start from the beginning and show you guys how to do it. So this is how it works. First, I want to give a big shout out to the last coat. I've used Ceramic Pro before. I have used Top Coat F11, which is junk compared to the last coat. I'm not going to get into semantics and, debate which products are better with anybody. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm going to tell you after 20 years of taking care of my cars and 8 years in a body shop, the last coat is far superior than Top Coat F11. It's far superior than anything you can buy in the store, and Black Ice ceramic coating is far superior to Expel Pro or to Ceramic Pro. Now, I'm not the only one that has said this. If you look up any video on YouTube, you will see that the last coat is better than Beadmaster and it's better than Top Coat F11. The last coat is really the last coat you'll ever need. Now, this video is going to be about how to ceramic coat your car. It's not a sponsorship for the last coat. That is just what I'm using, and I want to shout them out because they have made my truck and my car literally look brand new, and water spots don't exist anymore. Dirt and water do not stick. I have not washed my Duramax in 3 weeks, and I have not washed my car in a month. I haven't wiped it down or washed it in a month. I've just been sitting in dirt and debris and nothing sticks to it. And I'll show you guys what the Duramax looks like. Look how good that looks, guys. Like this is not edited. This is straight live. The Duramax literally looks brand new. It hasn't been washed in like 3 weeks. And neither has the Shelby. So if you guys want to get up real close, you see this dirt? Watch. It just comes right off. Like nothing sticks. Nothing. It's all on my hands. You can even see me blowing it off. Watch this. It just blows right off. Nothing sticks to the car. Look at the door. Like, it's just amazing. So this is the stuff you're gonna need. Let's get right down to the basics. You have to determine a couple of things. Is your car new like my GT350? If it is, you skip right to the step I am about to show you. If your car needs work like my Duramax needed, or like my Prius looks like crap, then you're going to need to prepare it. And Dustin said, oh, what's up, Dustin? He said he's seen the truck yesterday. Yep. He saw me working on the truck yesterday. Dustin's a neighbor at my new house. So he saw me working on the truck the other day. What I will show you guys is that you need to prepare your paint. So if you've got a heavily oxidized surface, I recommend a rough cutting pad with a compound, which you can get from chemical guys. You can also get it from Adams Polishes. You can get it pretty much anywhere. You need a rough cutting pad with a DA. You need a random orbital DA, which is a dual action buffer. Do not use circular buffers or sanders. It's got to be dual orbit with random rotation and orbiting buffer so you don't create swirls. You're going to compound after you clay bar. A clay bar you can buy, and you're just going to take the clay bar with water. And I got another video coming up showing you guys how to clay bar and prepare a car for ceramic coating. This video is just how to ceramic coat. I'm just giving you kind of like a real quickie on how to do it until that video comes out. Gonna take a clay bar and you're gonna rub with water gently up and down the door till all the oxidation comes off, the dirt, the debris, things that are stuck to the paint. Once you've done that, you're gonna use a compound and a heavy cutting pad, or medium, depending on how many swirls and scratches, and you're gonna compound every panel until it looks like glass. Then you're gonna take a fine cutting pad, which is a finishing pad. It's going to be really soft. Typically, they're blue or black. Almost all the time, they're black. And you're going to use something like Chemical Guys VSS Swirl and Scratch Remover. You're going to hit it with that. And then you're going to hit it with a pre-polishing glaze. Then when you're done that, you're going to have a surface on your car that is completely brand new. And that's where this video is going to start. And before you can apply the ceramic coating, now that you've got all the scratches out of your car, you have to remove everything. I'm going to take this rag right here and use rubbing alcohol, IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to wipe the panels. Once the panels are wiped and it's squeaky clean, we can apply the ceramic coating. So I've already done the door, but I have not done the quarter panel. So I'm going to start on the quarter panel. The only part of this car that needs to be finished is the back bumper, the quarter panel, and the other quarter panel. I've already done the rest of the entire car. So just remember, until the next video comes out, that's the best advice I can give you. You take a cutting pad with compound cream with a dual action orbital buffer, random orbit, and you're gonna go back and forth in straight lines, work your way down, and then you're gonna go up and down. And you're gonna do that on every panel. It'll probably take about 5 minutes per panel, and then it'll take about 10 minutes with the swirl and the polishing. So realistically, to do a Mustang like this that needed that kind of attention, it would probably take about 4 or 5 hours worth of polishing and buffing and another hour of wiping down with alcohol and prep. That's not including the wheels. That's just preparing the surface. To actually put the ceramic coating on the car is difficult in a sense that you have to do it right. Ceramic coat can't go on in the sun, and it can't go on too thick. It also, you cannot apply ceramic coating on top of ceramic coating once you're past the 1 hour mark. Like, you can't come out here 6 hours later and put a second coat of ceramic. That's not going to work. You have to put on a second coat 10 to 15 minutes after the first one. And then after that, you need 24 hours out of the elements. No rain, no dirt, no sun, no wind. It needs to sit in a garage for 24 hours. After that, you can go 7 days driving it around. Do not pressure wash it for 7 days. Once the 7 days has passed, you can now put your toppers, which are the last coat. And then after 24 hours of the last coat, you put amp on, and then you'll have 6 months of protection before you have to do that again. The ceramic coat will last 1.5 to 2 years. So I just wanted to go over all that stuff with you guys so you can see exactly how it works. It's truly not that hard. You just have to understand, how to polish the car and get all the scratches out, which I'm going to be doing in another video. But we're going to start right now, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare this quarter panel for ceramic coating. There's no need to spend $1,500 to ceramic coat this car when you can buy all three of those and the regs that you need very cheap. So let's go ahead and break down the cost. These two right here are going to cost you about 60 bucks. This is going to cost you about 70 or so dollars, depending on what discount you use. I have a coupon code. I'm going to put it in the information box when the video's done going live. But it's going to be Driveway Demons is going to be a coupon code with the last coat real soon. But you're looking at about 100 bucks for the product and some regs, about 120. Then you're going to need the VSS, which is $20, and you're going to need a polish, which is 10. So that's about 130. And then you're going to need, of course, compound. So you're about $160 plus the pads, which are 10 bucks each. So I would say about 180 plus your orbital buffer. You can get a dual action orbital buffer anywhere between $40 at Walmart all the way up to $150 on Amazon. So we're going to say the average person spends $100. That means you can do your entire car, even if it was as bad as my truck, you could do your entire car or truck for about $250. A shop will charge you about $2,000 to do this. $1,500 to $2,000, depending on where you go. Some places will do it for $1,200, and you'll have some of those guys that, will do it in their garage for $700, $800. You can save between $500 and $1,000, probably closer to $1,000 in savings just to spend a day and a half doing it yourself. Think about time and money. You just got to think about it. Is it worth saving $1,000 to spend a whole day working on your car? You're basically paying yourself like $100 an hour to do your own car. So it really depends. If you've already got weekends off and you got nothing to do, I highly recommend doing this on your own. It's a really hard thing to mess up. The only thing you guys could mess up, the worst case, is you don't get all the scratches out and you put the ceramic coating on and you can see the swirl marks and scratches and they're there for 2 years. You can never get them out. That's worst case. That's pretty bad, but it's not like you're destroying your paint. When the ceramic coat comes off and wears off, you can eventually just go back and do it again. But we want to eliminate that problem altogether. So what we're doing is we're preparing the surface without swirls and scratches, which I've already done. If you guys can see, there is no swirls and scratches. There's only a few little water spots here because this doesn't have ceramic on it. So we're going to go ahead and start. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. I've also ceramic coated the door, so I'm going to be putting the last coat on. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So step one is rubbing alcohol, okay? Yeah, you gotta level it and buff it out properly. So you guys can see I'm putting some isopropyl alcohol here, and you want to use a microfiber cloth, and you can see I'm just going over it right here to take off all the protectants I have on there, like the last coat and stuff. This way I can get the ceramic coating on. And then I'm going to go ahead and, let it dry and wipe it. There you go. The water spots are gone. Now you can hear a difference. Watch. See how slick that is? Now right here, it's stretching my glove. Look. Like it's hard to tell, but you see what it's doing to my glove? Like it's squeaky clean. Like see how the glove is snapping? It's not very slick. Whereas down here, I can go all the way across, whereas here, I can't because I have made the surface pretty much squeaky clean. There's no residue on the surface whatsoever. So I'm going over this entire surface just like this, real good, just to make sure I've gotten every last contaminant off the surface that'll prevent the ceramic coat from sticking. Now, if you have any touch-ups that you want to do, like touch-up paint or anything like that, I highly recommend doing that before you put ceramic coating on, because if you don't, the ceramic coat will prevent any touch-up paint from sticking. So if you try to touch-up paint over top of ceramic, you're only going to be hurting yourself, because then you will not be able to get the touch-up paint to stick properly. It'll just fall off. So you definitely have to do that first. So I'm going to come down here and get some more rubbing alcohol, And I'm gonna have to get the keys. I think they're in my Duramax because I forgot to pop my trunk. And I'm gonna have to do that in a minute. So as you guys can see, I'm just kind of wiping this down with alcohol, just kind of preparing the surface, make sure there's no fluffs, no debris, no water spots, no wax residue, nothing like that. And I'm wiping everything really good. Dirt, anything that got stuck to the wax, anything like that. There we go. So this surface is still not 100% prepped yet, but it's pretty close. I just got to wipe it one more time and make sure that there's nothing on it. Yeah, that feels pretty good. You can actually hear it. Listen. If I go over here to the ceramic surface, nothing. You see the difference? You got to make sure it sounds like that. It's got to be squeaky clean with nothing on the surface whatsoever. Then the ceramic coating will stick very, very well. And you can do panels at a time. You don't have to do the whole car in one day. You definitely don't have to do it in one day. I've never done an entire car in one day since I gave up my body shop years ago. Never had the time to do a whole car in one day. Except my old Mustang I did, but the Duramax took me 2 or 3 days, and this is taking me 2 or 3 days. So it just depends on your schedule, but don't be scared to do this. It's really not a super duper difficult job. See, there's a little bit of dirt right here that I'm getting off that doesn't want to come off, that got stuck into the wax. And I had to rub it really good. So you got to check and make sure everything is off. You can see how much better it even looks now that I've actually wiped it, because it was a little bit dirty. But everything is off this panel. I'm gonna wipe it one more time. I'm gonna pop the trunk. I think I left my keys in the Duramax for the Mustang. So I have to come in here and get them so I can pop the trunk. There we go. All right. So we're gonna pop the trunk so I can access the quarter panel. See, this was ceramic coated right here. You can see that. Watch when I blow on the dirt. It just all goes away. And whatever doesn't go away can be wiped quite easily. Like, it's just no fingerprints, nothing. It's just crazy how good this stuff works. The black ice is fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish wiping this panel. We're almost done with the preparation. I'm going across it a second time. There we go. Just getting all this dirt off that's kind of stuck to the paint. Any water spots I'm still getting out. Once in a while you'll see me go across and I'll test it. And do not do anything with your car with ceramic without gloves. You don't want to touch the stuff. It's really not that good to get on your skin at all. It's quite bad. And I'm gonna go up here. Start getting all this stuff up here off. Gonna get a little bit more rubbing alcohol. It's almost done. You can see there's a little bit of dirt on the rag now, just simply because there was dirt on the panel. There we go, a little bit more alcohol here. I'm gonna come all the way down here. There we go. All right, so this whole panel is pretty much done. I'm just going over this stuff one more time just to make sure there's no residue of any kind anywhere. And we pretty much have done that job. All right, so the whole panel is completely clean. So there we go. It's looking pretty good. What we're going to do now is we're going to get, I have a brand new pad right here. I didn't want to reuse the pad that I used on the Duramax just simply because I don't want to contaminate. Even though it's not dirty, I'm going to wash them or throw them out and get new ones. So let me open this one-handed. Okay, so this is an applicator for ceramic coating. Now I am doing this one-handed. So you're going to want to put a few squirts of ceramic like all over this pad. Now this is the proper way to apply ceramic coating. Okay, you're gonna start kind of like in a crosshatch motion and go up. And you're gonna do this over the whole panel evenly. And you can see how it's kind of leveling on the surface. You wanna make sure not to put too much. And about 10 minutes later, you're going to do a second coat, maybe 15. And you want to go and hash kind of crosshatch motion like this, like in squares, up and down. You don't want to buff it in a swirl. Do not buff in a swirl. Do not apply this in a swirl, okay? Don't do that. You want to go in lines like this. And you're going to kind of like this. And like I said, you don't want to go too crazy and put it on too thick on the first coat. It's definitely not good. I need a little bit more. Bear in mind, I'm doing this one-handed too. And you don't want to breathe it in either. So try not to breathe the mist when you spray it. Wear a mask. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm not breathing it in. I hold my breath when I spray it, really. It stinks. So you see I'm putting it on nice and even all the way across. And don't do more than one panel at a time, because you really want to wipe it up after about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe a little longer, maybe a minute and a half. Barely enough time for me to do the video and apply it. And now we'll start up here. You got to make sure, the key here is to make sure it's even. You want to make sure everything is super even when you're putting it on. You don't want to be putting it on super thick, and you definitely don't want to be doing circular patterns or motions of such. Like I said, crosshatch patterns, almost like a hashtag. And you'll see that slight amount of moisture. And there we go. It's just about done the first coat. So we're going to go ahead and wipe all this off. You can see how good it looks already. It adds depth immediately. It really does. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wipe all this off with the new rag, cotton cloth, whatever you want to call it. And it's important to go in straight lines at first to level everything. Just like this. You don't want to be doing this over like right away. You definitely don't want to do that. You want to continue with the hash patterns that we're using before to make sure everything is completely leveled and smooth and straight. And there's no excess anywhere. There we go. So there we go, guys. That is the first coat of ceramic on this quarter panel. Now, the second coat's going to be the same thing. What happens is once you apply the first coat and it sticks to the surface, you're going to level it off just like I did. All the excess is drying right now on the surface. However, the ceramic coating is not hardened, so it will stick. It's almost like painting a car. When you put the first coat on, it's dry to the touch, but it's what you call tack dry. You can still apply another coating, and when you apply the next coating, it activates the layer below it and allows the ceramic to stick just like paint. When paint dries 5 to 10 minutes later, you spray it with another coating, it activates the layer below it and it sticks to it. Once you get past an hour or two, it's very difficult to spray the surface because once a paint starts hardening, it'll create bubbles and things will just get weird. So ceramic, not really the exact same thing, but you can take some core principles over and probably 2 to 3 minutes from now, I'll lay another ceramic coating, which will stick to this coating. And once it fully hardens, I'll have a little extra protection. You don't have to do multiple coats, but I highly recommend doing 2 coats on your car. So doing each panel like I just did twice, and you'll see how smooth it is. There's no squeaky noises anymore, nothing. Like the ceramic coating has already started to dry to the touch, and it's created that protective layering. And you guys can see what it looks like. It's bloody fantastic is what it is. So I don't want to bore you guys with doing the whole car, but you're going to basically do what I just showed you to do on one panel. You're just going to do that on the entire car. Like nothing's really changing, between that panel and that panel. They're the same. You're just doing the same exact thing on every panel. That's how you're going to ceramic coat your entire car. So if you have a brand new car and you don't have to like polish it or clay bar it, you really just have to wipe it down with rubbing alcohol and ceramic coat it. Let's not get crazy though and worry about little scratches. I'll show you where I've got a little bit of a scratch like this. You could probably see that little scratch. I don't know if you guys can, but I have a couple little hair scratches here that you can barely tell. You don't want to go crazy and remove every single hair scratch there is in the entire paint job, because even on a new car, it would take me 2 days to get every scratch out, and you're not going to see them anyway, so it's completely pointless. Now, once you're done ceramic coating your car, it's as simple as applying the last coat, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. It's very, very easy. I'm going to go get myself another rag, but you're just going to mist this on and wipe the door. It's just really easy stuff. And then once you put this stuff on, you're going to go ahead and put on amp. Amp is going to make it even slicker than the ceramic coating, and the amp enhances gloss and shine. So when this wears off, this is about maybe 3 months, 2 to 3 months it'll last. You have to keep topping off. This will last 6 to 8. Ceramic's going to be about 2 years. So if you take care of your car and you ceramic coat it, you only have to do this every 2 years. And you only have to do this probably, every 6 months. This, you're just going to wipe your car off every couple of weeks. You wash your car probably twice a week as it is anyway. With this stuff, you're only going to have to wipe it down once a week. So no more washing. I haven't washed this car since I bought it. Except one time, I think. One time. So it's been at least 6 weeks since water's been on this car. And it looks spotless because I continue to take care of it with the last coat amp. And it's the same thing with the ceramic coating. You're going to do the exact same thing. The only real difference is beneath the amp and the last coat, you're going to have black ice, which is going to last even longer. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, Chris, Frost, Big Red, Hellcat Josh. I appreciate the comments, guys. I'm reading them now. And I really appreciate you guys stopping in and watching. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. I'm going through. What's up, Steve? What's up, Joven? Brad, everybody else who stopped in, thank you so much. Be sure to check out the live stream on the games later in about the next hour or so once I finish out here. Got a lot of stuff coming, guys. The catless pipes are coming for the GT350. I got a carbon fiber drive shaft possibly in the works. It's going to be happening, and we're going to get this car down to about 3,600 or less. Right now it's at 3,680. We're going to try to shed another 80 pounds off the car, and we're going to be looking at about 540 wheels. So that's going to put it in Hellcat territory. That's what I'm working on right now. And that it's, like I said, it's really light, really fast, a lot of fun. So I got a lot of stuff coming. I just wanted to show you guys how you could ceramic coat your entire car very affordably for about $250. You can do your whole car with the last coat. It's just going to take a little bit of patience and time. So thank you so much, guys, for stopping in. Be sure to check out the join button below this video, as well as the merchandise. It truly supports the channel. And I will see you guys on the next upload. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will see all of you on the next video. Be safe. Take